Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your Warriors fans are excited just thinking about Stephen Curry and Nikola Jokic playing together in San Francisco. This possibility exists because the Warriors have valuable players to trade with the Denver Nuggets, and one of them, Jonathan Kuminga, has yet to emerge as a star and needs more time on the court to become a solid player. Curry and Jokic together will be the most powerful and unstoppable duo in the NBA. Rumor: Warriors want to sign Nikola Jokic. The Golden State Warriors are clicking at the perfect time. The Stephen Curry-led franchise has won 6 of its last 7 contests and expects to ride its current momentum into the postseason. The Dubs' ceiling is likely a second-round appearance. However, by swapping Jonathan Kuminga for a 3-time MVP and Denver Nuggets superstar center in free agency, Golden State could drastically improve its 2025-26 championship odds. With Stephen Curry entering the twilight of his career, pairing him with Jimmy Butler and Nikola Jokic could extend the Warriors' championship window, Clutch Point's Julian Ojeda wrote Tuesday. Jonathan Kuminga is a restricted free agent this summer and expected to command $30 million or more annually. The Warriors also have a strong group of young talent that could headline a trade package. Golden State could offer Kuminga, via sign-and-trade, Moses Moody, $11.5 million, Buddy Hield, $9.2 million, Gary Payton II, $9.1 million, Brandon Podziemski, $3.6 million, a 2026 first-rounder, a top 5 protected 2028 first, a 2029 second-rounder, and 2027 swap rights for Jokic and Peyton Watson, $2.5 million. Jokic never fails to impress when leading the charge for the Nuggets. The triple-double king, who's earned a reputation for bullying smaller defenders in the paint, locating cutters with unique passing techniques, and forcing help on most offensive possessions, is among the main reasons the Nuggets will compete in this year's postseason. The Serbian star averages 30.0 points, 12.8 rebounds, and 10.2 assists per game, shooting 57.7% from the field and 41.5% from three-point land in 67 contests. Still, with 3 games remaining in the regular season, Denver elected to fire Jokic's head coach, Michael Malone, raising questions regarding the franchise's plan for Jokic's future. While the Warriors' big men are serviceable, landing the best center and player in the NBA would help the Dubs' frontcourt reach new heights in the competitive Western Conference. Including Kuminga and various assets in a potential deal for Jokic would be the simplest way to pry the 3-time MVP away from Denver this summer. Shock performance could force Steve Kerr to rethink entire Warriors rotation. The young pair made a decisive impact against the Suns. It's hard to read too much into the Golden State Warriors' 133-95 victory over the Phoenix Suns at Footprint Center on Tuesday night. Such was the insipid nature of the hosts' performance on both ends of the floor. Stephen Curry bounced back from his quiet outing against the Houston Rockets with 25 points in 26 minutes, and Brandon Podziemski remained red-hot with 22 points in 22 minutes, but aside from that the most notable performances may have come off the Warrior bench. Tracy Jackson-Davis made the most of rare minutes for the Warriors. With impressive rookie center Quinton Post out due to illness, Steve Kerr turned to Tracy Jackson-Davis for early second-quarter minutes. After starting 37 of Golden State's first 46 games this season, this was a rare opportunity for Jackson-Davis, who has lost his rotation role to Post and veteran Kevin Looney in recent months. The second-year big man made his presence felt on the interior, utilizing his athleticism to quickly combine with Curry on a couple of alley-oop dunks as part of a 7-point stint in a positive first-half display. Jackson-Davis returned in garbage time and added another major highlight, rolling to the rim and posterizing Mason Plumlee as he finished his 19 minutes with an impressive 13 points and 8 rebounds on 4 of 5 shooting. While it may be unlikely that Kerr adjusts his rotation entirely to fit Jackson-Davis back into the mix, it does provide some food for thought as the 25-year-old made some notable plays that Post and Looney simply aren't physically capable of. After playing less than 4 minutes against the Rockets on Sunday, Gue Santos was another who may force Kerr into a rethink of the rotation with just 3 games remaining in the regular season. The Brazilian forward did a bit of everything with 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals and a block in 21 minutes, finishing as a +15 in a performance that reiterated his growth over the course of this season. With Golden State now preparing for the second night of a back-to-back against the San Antonio Spurs at Chase Center on Wednesday, Jackson Davis and Santos could get further opportunity depending on the status of Post and Gary Payton II, who also missed Tuesday's game due to knee inflammation. If the young pair can press their claim further with impressive performances against the Spurs, Kerr will only be left with more questions on an already stacked rotation just days out from the end of the regular season. Brandon Podziemski's growth in play has helped the Warriors a lot. The second-year player's form has been crucial behind the Dubs' late-season surge. A listless Phoenix Suns team bereft of Kevin Durant was just the medicine the Golden State Warriors needed after a tough, physical contest against the Houston Rockets, akin to an R&R session after being swarmed in the ring by a pugilist with an affinity for roughhousing. Medicine is also what Brandon Podziemski has apparently received. In what form or manner is something only the team's internal stakeholders are privy to, but Podziemski has had a stretch, dating from when he returned from an abdominal injury, up till tonight's game against the Suns, in which he has become a significantly impactful player for the Warriors. Confidence is often the first and most important ingredient behind a player's success. Podziemski hasn't lacked in that department. It has led him to make quicker and firmer decisions with the ball in his hands, leading to possessions where he asserts his impact with force and oomph. The Suns were the latest team to fall victim to Podziemski's whims, struggling to contain him while also struggling to contain the Warriors' offense as a whole. Steph Curry bounced back from his listless night against the Rockets to score 25 points on 17 shots and thereafter was permanently rested for the night as the third quarter ended, along with Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green. Podziemski himself garnered an early night off, but his contributions helped his veterans have an easy time against the Suns, as well as during this late-season resurgence by the Warriors. It was almost inevitable that he would continue his impactful streak against the Suns, arguably the polar opposite of the Warriors in the latter half of the season, having failed to acquire Butler at the trade deadline, left with little to no pride and identity on both ends of the floor, and likely heading toward an early off-season with their play-in chances dwindling. Podziemski did not have an ounce of mercy against the Suns, as if he was toying with them at times. He varied his pace and cadence, getting 2 defenders up in the air with the typical gather step plus 2 steps footwork that subscribes to the fundamentals, but with the addition of a series of upfakes, all while keeping his lifted pivot foot up in the air and getting the ball up for a shot before it can be brought back down. His ability to create shots is still something to watch out for with a tinge of optimistic wariness, but it has shown a significant uptick. The patience with how he gets to his spots has been noteworthy, with the shot-making exploits to boot. More importantly, his talents are needed as a finisher of possessions where advantages have been created. If and when defenses divert almost every bit of their defensive resources toward Curry and/or Butler, Podziemski will, more often than not, be ignored. It is paramount that Podziemski take advantage of these situations. To his credit, his current form has allowed him to do such a thing. In 31 games since returning from the aforementioned abdominal injury, Podziemski has averaged 15.2 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 3.6 assists, all while shooting 53.1% on 2-point shots, including 50% on short mid-range shots, otherwise known as floater-range shots, 73rd percentile among combo guards, per cleaning the glass, 41.8% on 3-point shots, 6.1 attempts per game, and 78.3% on free throws, all on an efficient 60.1% true shooting mark. The Warriors have outscored opponents by a total of 184 points and 9 points per 100 possessions in Podziemski's 885 minutes over that period. On a team that heavily relies on connective personnel, Podziemski is bridging pieces together, all while steadily bridging the gap between his potential talent and actual impact. As the postseason draws closer, Podziemski's form should help the Warriors create chaos and make noise, provided that such a form is an actual and repeatable development, rather than just a flash in the pan. Exciting Warriors youngster is regressing at worst possible time. Quinton Post's stats are starting to take a downward turn right when the Warriors need him most. The Golden State Warriors currently sit as the 6th seed in the Western Conference, but with the standings absolutely packed and 5 teams currently holding 32 losses, they can finish as high as 3rd and as low as 8th. With every game having such high importance, Warriors rookie Quinton Post has found himself falling out of the rotation. Post is finally starting to cool off, which is unfortunate timing for the Warriors given they need everyone to be playing their best basketball for the final playoff push. The decrease in playing time is largely because Post's numbers have taken a turn in the last few games. If Post can't turn his shooting around before the playoffs, he is at risk of losing his minutes entirely despite his impressive rookie year to date. The Warriors can't play Quinton Post if his threes aren't falling. Post proved himself earlier this season as a strong rotational player for the Warriors. In his rookie year, he has averaged 8.2 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.4 assists on over 40% shooting from 3. The 25-year-old has been a pleasant surprise for the Warriors season given that he was a late second-round draft pick, with his combination of size and shooting allowing him to carve out a significant role in which he's averaged 16.5 minutes a game. Most of what has kept Post on the floor during these important games has been his shooting. His ability to stretch the floor and nail open threes has made him essential to the Warrior offense, having averaged nearly 20 minutes per game in March where he shot 42.5% from 3 and posted 9.3 points per game. This is a weapon the Warriors were hoping to use in April and May, and maybe even June. Unfortunately, over the last 5 games, Post shooting has taken a dip in going just 5 of 19 from 3 over that period. He doesn't have a double-digit scoring game in that span either, despite having scored 11 or more points in 4 of the 5 games before that. As a result, coach Steve Kerr has had to adjust his minutes. Post has played under 15 minutes in each of the last 3 games, and only played 6 minutes in the Warriors' loss to Houston. If the former 52nd overall pick can't start drilling threes again, then his offense doesn't particularly make up for his limited defense, and therefore his minutes are going to continue to decrease. For a rookie, this adds a lot of pressure. Yet given every game is a playoff-like one from here on out, the Warriors don't have much room for error to see whether Post is ready for the most crucial moments of their season.